Hi, it's Joey, and today we're watching The Last of Us, Season 1, Episode 9, Look for the Light. This is the season finale, and I actually, got myself ready to record this episode. A real feeling of apprehension overcame me. Normally, for The Last of Us, I've been excited, and, this episode, I'm almost dreading. I think it's partly because I have enjoyed this show so much, and I don't want it to end. It's partly because I'm very scared of what's going to happen in this episode, obviously it being the finale. So yeah, I'm stressed, I'm excited, but I'm also very apprehensive is the main feeling I've got right now. I have adored this show. I adore Joel and Ellie's relationship, and I am stressed and excited to see how this ends, because this is how the first game ended, I believe. Thank you so much everyone that's watched my reactions with me. You can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go. Hi, sorry, this is editing Joy in my comfy jumper. Just quickly saying that I, while editing, realised that I called Marlene Maureen throughout this reaction. I did realise during my review section I was doing it, and I corrected myself, and I thought I'd started doing it then, but I apparently was doing it throughout the entire reaction, so I'm very sorry that Marlene is Maureen in this reaction. Let's go. This is Ellie's mum. I will say I love this actress, Ashley Johnson. Oh my god, her name has jumped out of my head. But, and then she's obviously Ellie from the game, like we had Joel from the game last time, right? Unless I'm totally losing my mind. This is Ellie's birth. Because if so, the idea of Ellie being the mother of Ellie, the original Ellie being the mother of this Ellie is everything. Did she get infected while she was pregnant? Is that why Ellie is immune? Oh god. This is awful. I'm guessing. Did she get bitten? Is that why Ellie's immune, or? She did. Did it go through to the baby already? That must be why Ellie's immune, right? And she knows she'll never get to see her baby grow up now.
You fucking tell him, Ellie.
She does all her life. I wonder if there are any other people kids who are immune.
It's okay.
This is very sad. Fuck, she was gonna kill herself so she couldn't hurt the baby. Fuck.
I cut it before I was bit.
Oof.
Before. I want you to give her this.
Oh. Your mum loved you so much. Ellie, how are you?
Beefaroni, Chef Boyardee.
Oh, cool.
Oh. How long has it been?
Have you ever played this? Boggle?
He's trying so hard to cheer her up and to
it would be this.
see her being happy and Ellie again, and she's dealing with everything she's fucking been through.
Well,
And trying to smile and act like she's okay.
Maybe I could teach you.
He's trying
I
so
bet
hard
you'd
to
be great at it.
I mean, I say he's trying to be a dad, he's instinctively a dad, but he's trying to get her out of her shell, to get her to be the daft, silly girl we know she
You
is.
want to learn how to play guitar?
She's not okay, and he knows it.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Just you kind of seem extra quiet today.
Whoa.
Ellie?
Damn it, Ellie!
Whoa.
It's all right. Can you hurry up?
Oh, she needs something so sweet and peaceful as this. I actually think I've heard of this scene. I forgot all about it though. Oh. There's our Ellie. He's just so happy to see her smiling. I love them so much. I'm still stressed something terrible is going to come, but this is lovely.
I'm only saying there's risk.
Is he suggesting they
We
don't
don't
go?
have to do this. I want you to know that.
What do you mean? What else are we supposed to do?
I like that he's given her a
After all we've been
choice.
through. Everything I've done.
Sweet girl, you didn't do anything that wasn't...
It can't be for nothing.
You had no other choices. Bless her.
And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch, the moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
It's their family now. I love their relationship and their bond so much.
With Sarah?
No, she was gone already.
Oh.
It's
So what was
good
wrong
he
with
can
you?
talk about it.
Just for this.
The guy who shot and missed was.
It was me.
He tried to kill himself. Fuck, yeah.
I was the guy who shot and missed.
It will help Ellie to talk about hard things if he's talking about hard things. I just love them
There's
so
no story.
much.
Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this
I
is...
know why you're telling me all this.
Yeah, I reckon you do.
Yeah. They know each other so well now.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
glad that didn't work out.
Neither of them are very good at talking
too.
about the big feelings and the hard things. Yeah. Bless them. I did wonder in the first episode how Joel had kept going. Like, obviously, I'm glad he did, but I was just thinking, like, in the immediate aftermath of, like, your daughter is shot in front, like, dies in your arms, the world is falling apart. What is there to live for? The only other answer I had at the time was Tommy. I think it makes it makes a horrible amount of sense that he would have tried and then found he couldn't do it. And I'm so thankful that he couldn't do it. Fucking hell. And it means the world that he trusted
You know what
Ellie
I
with
live
that.
for?
What?
Shitty puns.
Oh.
Yeah. Anything to make her smile.
It's terrible. That's a,
That was actually good.
that's a 0 out of 10.
All right.
I love them so much.
Say to the purple grape.
I'm gonna miss this show.
Breathe, you idiot.
That's a 3 out of 10.
7 minutes.
I'll give it a
Oh my
5.
god.
5 out of 10.
Who the fuck is this? The Fireflies or? Oh my god.
Ellie!
Oh my god. I knew it was too nice. This is the Fireflies. We were fucking doing what you wanted.
You got hit pretty hard.
Why? They weren't even threatening you.
I know who you were.
Even though you could, they would have just walked on fucking past.
Where's Ellie? Just take me to her.
I can't. She's
Fuck
being
that.
prepped for surgery. He's gonna remove it from her, multiply the cells in a lab, produce those chemical messengers, and then we can give it to everyone.
Why is she in
You think she could
surgery?
be a cure, Joel?
Cordyceps grows inside the brain.
Fuck.
It does.
Fuck. I knew it was too good to be true.
Find
here.
someone else.
We didn't tell her, we didn't cause her any fear, there won't be any pain.
No, you take me to her. You take me to her right now!
Fucking
Oh!
This is awful. I've been wondering for ages. I kind of just assumed initially they wouldn't get here, or they'd get here and find that there was no one here because there's a second game, and maybe the world was being put back together in the second game. I know nothing about it. But fucking hell. I will say I know Ellie is in the second game. Otherwise, I would be freaking terrified. I know I remember, I didn't read any articles, I don't want to spoil myself, I don't look at any promos, I don't look at anything, but I did just see headlines that I scrolled past of Bella Ramsey saying that this episode was going to be divisive. Is it because, like, should she do it or should she not do it? And it is a... I don't even know. I mean, I am team beat these people up, get Ellie the fuck out of here, no kid should have to die. But you can also see that, like, if she died and they could cure this, that would save so many more kids and so many more lives. What the fuck do you do? Surely you find another way. You have the idea of if the cordyceps is in you from birth, can we inoculate all babies so going forward they'll be the same as Ellie and maybe just it'll be dangerous for adults but future generations will be okay? The answer doesn't have to be let's dissect Ellie's brain. Can we not try other ways of looking at Ellie to figure out the how and the why? There've got to be other solutions than just going straight for murdering her. But at the same time, you can understand it from their point of view of like, if this cures everybody, if this is a vaccine, a cure, whatever, one girl's sacrifice is a tiny drop in the ocean compared to everything else. But I don't agree with that kind of mentality either. I don't even know fully where I come down on it. Like, I think depending on my relationship in this scenario, I would come down on different sides. I don't know. Is it just because I care about Ellie that I'm like, no? But then I do in general think that one person shouldn't be sacrificed to save others. But then when the reality is, it is one life to save millions, what the fuck do you do? So in this, I am Team Joel getting her the fuck out of here. The idea of these armed people coming and telling him that he's going to lose his daughter all over again and he's powerless to stop them, fuck that. So I don't know. I genuinely, like, there's a part of me that thinks the right thing to do is to let them do the surgery and cure everybody, but let's get Ellie the fuck out of here and run. I don't even know. Because no kid, like, she's brilliant and wonderful despite how special she is. But then, like, it's a mess. Isn't it a mess? I don't even know, like, am I being a hypocrite when I say grab Ellie and run? Or am I, like, but fuck it, grab Ellie and run? But the idea of Joel having to be told this, I mean, it must be her killing Maureen as well. I know it's been like 14 years since her best friend died, but she killed her best friend and the last thing she wanted her to do was protect the baby, and now she's going to kill the baby. But what the fuck do you do? Surely we could find any other way. Like, is there not some way we could do some kind of surgery and extract a little bit of it from Ellie's brain rather than like all of it? People do brain surgery. I don't know that these are the conditions for brain surgery. People have operations on their brain and they survive them. Fucking hell. Sorry, I just got very philosophical, but I don't even know where I freaking stand with it 100%. Like, I do, and that is get Ellie, run, but I'm also like, is it the right thing to do to save everybody else? But I don't think one life should be sacrificed. Just think about the science of it and work from there. Like, in a way, taking it from Ellie is the quick option, it's the easy option, but there are surely other ways to adapt the principle you now understand.
I promised her mother that I would save her child. I promised. So I do understand.
I don't think Maureen
I'm
is
the
doing
only
this
one who
lightly.
understands. I have no other choice.
But you do. We don't have to rush into this.
Give him this.
Fucking hell. Can't lose this baby girl again. Not like this as well. Like, I mean, if you're gonna do it, I guess her having no idea what's actually happening is nice, but at the same time, she deserves to have a choice. One little girl should not have to die for this.
I didn't hear anyone. Keep walking. I said keep walking.
Yep.
Where is she? Fuck you. I don't have time for this.
But these people were okay with killing a kid. Like, they weren't even being, like, particularly sympathetic about it. Maureen was, obviously. There has to be another way. Didn't have to immediately go to, we're gonna just kill her. We could have tried so many other things first. I'm gonna say I would surrender, but at the same time, can he let, like, if he turns his back on that guy, what's to stop him shooting him? Fucking hell. This show is not afraid to get dark. They even had her in the children's ward. Monsters. I don't know why that makes it seem more monstrous, but it does, somehow. Because it's like they're so aware that she's so young, and yet they're still just, just gonna kill her. I can understand the logic, but I'll never agree with it.
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Unhook her.
Where's Maureen? That's his baby girl. Where's Maureen? Oh god, I knew it.
Can't keep her safe forever. She lives in a broken world that you could have saved.
Maybe.
Fuck.
But it isn't for you to decide.
Or you. So what would she decide, huh?
Did you give her the choice?
Because I think she'd want to do what's right.
Turns out there's a whole lot more like you. People that are immune. Dozens of them.
Yeah. Because he knows
The
she would want to
doctors, they
do
couldn't
it.
make any of it work. Taking us home.
Oh.
They've actually
Yeah.
they've stopped looking for a cure.
It is a grey area choice he's made, and I don't blame him for the choice he
Sorry.
did make.
You've just come after her.
Fuck. Oh, I agree. I mean, I don't agree with killing everybody, but I also can totally understand that, like, I mean, I think it's hard because you want to have, like, in the moralist, idealist world, we'd find another way to use Ellie to save everybody and she'd get to live and no one would die. But if he didn't kill them all, they would keep coming after her. She would never be safe. They would have shot him the second his back was turned. Like, he had to do it, as much as I don't agree with it. And there's a part of me, like, I genuinely am kind of at war with myself with which side I come down on. Ultimately, I come down on the side of saving Ellie because she's a kid and she deserves to have a life. But if she could have spent that life saving, if that life could have saved others, it is a mess. At the end of the day, Ellie should have been the one given the choice, but she's also 14 years old. No kid should have to make that choice. It is such a mess. I'm also annoyed at myself that I'm just like on the fence with this thing. I think saving her, I think for me, the fact that the Fireflies didn't consider any other ways of testing her or any other things they could have done, taken the knowledge of we think it grew in her from birth and it tricks the cordyceps into thinking she's one of them. Well, can't we just go from there? Clearly, when she was a baby, the cordyceps didn't make her into one of them. So can't we just start working? Does it have to be like, let's kill the kid? Couldn't we have just tried something else? I'm just such a mess. But Joel was never going to let Ellie die. He couldn't save Sarah. He would do anything he could to undo that, but he can't. But this baby girl he's going to save. He's taken her home, and that is a lot. And I wonder how much Ellie believes. Yeah, because if he told her the truth, she would have been very conflicted for the rest of her life. Maybe she kind of knows the truth, I don't know. But if he told her the truth, she would have felt the burden of wanting to save everybody, of wanting to give her life for others, but she shouldn't have to do that.
5-hour hike. We can manage that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
No, Sarah and I used to hike like this all the time.
He's talking about Sarah. That
Wouldn't
is a
say it was
huge
her favorite thing.
progress.
She wasn't a She would have liked you. Not to say the two of you are the same, but definitely different kids.
How so?
I want to say girly, and I'm not saying that you're not girly.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. But you know why I think she'd like you?
Why?
Because you're funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would have made her laugh.
I do too. Does Ellie know the truth? Suspect it at least. Well, it's bigger than I thought it was. Home.
When I got bit in the mall, I wasn't on my own. My best friend was there.
Sweetheart.
And she got bit too. And then she did.
I know, sweetheart.
And I had to. Her name was Riley.
Yeah.
And she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
That's not on you.
I know it.
Look, sometimes things don't work out the way we hope. If you just keep going, you find something new to fight for. And maybe that's not what you
Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
Fuck.
I swear.
He would do anything to protect her.
Okay.
I'm very sad that that's how it ends. Like, I understand that's why that's how it ends, but I would have liked some more time of them just being together and happy and not talking about the hard stuff. Okay, so this episode. I talked a lot in the middle, and I'm still all over the place. Like, I am completely on board with grabbing Ellie and running, but at the same time, there is a part of me, the rational, the logical part of me, that's like, she should have stayed and gone through the procedure and saved more lives. But then the emotional part of me is like, grab her and run. And I know I'm on the fence, and I'm not really taking a side either way. My side is grab Ellie and run, but at the same time, it's also not. My side, if anything, would have been let Ellie wake up and decide. But at the same time, if you know that what she's going to decide is to go through with it, then isn't it better that she goes to sleep thinking that it's just a normal little test and she's going to wake up and be okay, rather than her going to sleep knowing she's going to die and having to deal with that for the second time in her life. Oh, it's a mess. I can definitely see why it's a divisive topic, because what do you do? I'm always a firm believer in, whenever it's like, oh, if we just kill this one person, it'll save so many others. I'm always like, well, no, we'll find another way. Why are we just going to kill that one person? Why don't we find another way? I'm trying to think of an exact time when like I can compare it to, but I know I've had that opinion in other shows when they've been like, well, you know, the bad guys just want Bob. If we let them get Bob, then they'll be like, well, no, let's find another way around this. Why do we have to just attack? Like, I think if Maureen had said, we've tried other things, we've thought through other things, we've tried to just apply the logic of the science, or I don't know, but the fact that they want noticing to kill her and get out of her brain, dumb. And it's interesting. The one thing the show has never been afraid to do is to go dark, is to explore dark areas and grey areas, and I assume the game was the same, to explore these things where characters do things that you know aren't right, and they may even be fucking wrong. But at the end of the day, you look at them and you think, I get why they did it. Or you might think, I don't get why they did it. I don't know, maybe there are people who think Joel made 100% are like, emotions should never been involved. And, you know, logically, maybe that is true. Logically, if I had just been shown this one episode, like even just the sequence from the scenes from within the Firefly Hospital, if the show was called The Fireflies and it was about Marlene, not Maureen, isn't it? The show was about Marlene. We might have a very, very different opinion on everything. We might be like, oh, it's awful and it's tragic, but, you know, this one girl and her sacrifice won't be forgotten. She'll be remembered, but it's worthwhile. Maybe we would feel differently if we didn't have the emotional attachment to Ellie. And I think Joel at the beginning of the season, if you told him, we're going to kill this kid, I don't think he'd have been skipping and dancing about it, just like Maureen wasn't, but he probably would have been more okay with it. Maybe Sarah would have made it more of an issue for him because of just killing kids, but I think he would have been more okay with it than at the end when he got to know her and love her, same as us. Maybe it is a selfish and emotional decision to make, but I'm also a firm believer in, why sacrifice the one person? Why not try and find another way? And then down the line, after you've done 10 tests, tell Ellie it's just, if you decide you're gonna fucking kill her, tell her it's, I mean, I give her the choice, but tell her it's a routine procedure. I don't know. I mean, the fact that he gave her the option to leave and she said, you know, it has to be worth something, would her decision to go through with it have been made from one of guilt and of survivor's guilt and of feeling like she doesn't deserve to live? Would it have been made from a place where was she in her, I mean, not in her right mind, but would she have been able to look at it unbiasedly, or would the current feeling she was in of not deserving to live, of Riley not deserving to die, of Tess, of all these people that have died and she gets to live, would she have been making the decision from a rational place herself? I don't think so. But it is such a mess of a decision, and I really respect this show and the game for having that complete and utter grey area of a decision where you know logically the right thing to do is to mourn Ellie, but let her go and let her save lives. But the right thing to do is also to not just kill a kid and to save her. I'm so on the fence. Ultimately, I think what Joel did was the right thing to do. I think if I was playing the video game, and I have no idea if in the game you get a choice. I presume you have to just do what Joel does, because otherwise there couldn't be a second game. But if you were given a choice in the game, I think I would choose to save Ellie. I would, you know, there'll be another way. There must still be scientists in the world working on cures, coming up with ideas and philosophies. And okay, yeah, it's been 20 years, they haven't found anything, but maybe they will. I don't know. Oh, but at the same time, I can understand. Like, I don't think Maureen was evil. I don't think the Fireflies were evil. This wasn't a situation like the last episode where the bad guys, when they died, you were like, yes, get them. Just concerned about the trauma that the characters going through it would go through. This was a real black and white scenario where none of those people deserved to die because of it. Maureen in particular, I keep calling her Maureen. Her name's Marlene, isn't it? You could tell she wasn't happy. She wasn't, you know, la 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 la, gonna kill the kid. She was upset about it, and I imagine she's battled with that decision, but they thought it was the only way to save more lives. Ugh. So I'm on the fence, and I'm sorry I'm on the fence. I want to come down really hard one way or the other. My hard decision is I would have grabbed Ellie and run. But I can understand the logic behind the other. I don't demonize people who would have done the opposite choice. Because there's also no guarantee that killing Ellie would have found a cure. Like, yes, it seems likely. Yes, it seems likely that you can replicate whatever the cordyceps inside her was doing, but if you understand the science of it is she was infected as a baby and therefore she's been infected her whole life, but it didn't turn her into anything else. Can't you just why do you have to kill her to do it? Why can't you just go from like why was killing her the only option? Couldn't they have tried to just remove a tiny part of it? I don't know, if it's a brain tumor, doctors can go in and remove that part. I guess they don't have any neurosurgeons, but like why was killing her the only option they had to come to? So I am in agreement with Joel. And then you have him lying to Ellie, which is the other divisive part, because if he told her the truth, she would have wanted to go back. She'd have been angry at him, and I think she would have never forgiven herself for not dying and for not going through with it. And maybe there would have even been that part of her, that rational human part of her, that would have been relieved he did it and relieved she was alive, and then she would have felt guilty about it because she's feeling relieved to be alive when her death could have saved more lives. It would have just created a mental nightmare for Ellie. But lying to her, it's what a parent does in there are some situations where lying, you do it to protect your kid, and that's what he was doing. It was a mess of morality in this episode, but I loved it. Ultimately, I support Joel and what he did. Just you see places like Jackson, you see places that don't have Fedra, and you think surely it'll take time, but we can just clear out the infected. Like eventually, the fact that those giraffes managed to live for so long, like surely there is a way to get to a place where we've just defeated the infected to a point. I don't know. Because even if they got this cure, how the hell would they administer it as well? Like it's all a mess basically, and I don't disagree with what Joel did. I don't demonize the people that wanted to do the opposite, but I support him. And I even support lying to Ellie, hard as it is, because she doesn't deserve to go through life worrying about the trauma. She'll go through life thinking, oh, I'm immune and no one else is, and that sucks. And I really hoped I could cure everyone, but I think it will be better for her going forward. And I almost think a part of her knows he was lying, but she's going to take him at his word. Now, what I want to talk about most of all is Joel and Ellie. I have loved watching their relationship grow over the course of this show. I said it from the very beginning that having a teenage girl around, it's going to hurt him a lot because it's going to remind him, even though she's nothing like Sarah in so many ways, that they're individuals, which I'm very glad he made a point of pointing out in this episode. It's going to, just being around anyone that's a similar age is going to bring back that kind of memory. But I also said it could be the best thing for him to help him heal, and it really did. So much so that in this episode, he actually articulated that. Like, he said that. He said, time didn't heal, something else did. And the point that by the end of this episode, he was even talking about Sarah. He would bring her up. That shows you so much. He's not hiding from the pain anymore. The pain isn't gone. He's not going to miss her any less, but he can experience the happiness of the memories he has with her. The light she brought to the world can still be inside of him, and he can share it with others now, and that is everything. Their relationship, watching as they began to slowly trust each other, to care about each other, not wanting to admit it, to the last couple of episodes where they have just become family. And her saying she would follow him wherever he went. Like, once we do this thing, I'm going with you. We'll go wherever. I don't mind. And then him saying, we're going home. I'm taking you home. Absolutely everything. I'm actually working on a fan video of them to a song called Home, so that line's going in the video. They are absolutely everything. It's been such a joy to watch it. I mean, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey deserve all the praise they've been getting. They're both phenomenal actors, and they seem like such lovely people as well. Everyone else in the show did phenomenal acting as well. Like, there aren't many bad actors, but sometimes you're like, oh, that person's a bit rubbish. Everyone was engrossing. You were fully just drawn into this world, and they did such a good job of bringing it to life, of bringing the stakes to life, and of making you fall in love with these characters, whether it was the side characters that all died along the way or these two as well. I adore them so much, and I genuinely, I know season 2 is going to be The Last of Us 2, and I know that they're going to potentially make, I think I saw a headline that, again, I don't read, I try not to read things, but my reading speed is quick, and so I read, it's gone, that they're going to maybe make The Last of Us 2 into multiple parts. Can we just have a second season that's just Joel and Ellie living in Jackson? Like, literally domestic Joel and Ellie living in Jackson. I don't care. Just them playing Boggle, him teaching her to play the guitar, like them just being a family, please. Huh? Like just domestic Jackson. That's what I want from season 2. I don't need dramatic plot lines. I just need that. And there can be some drama. Oh, some raiders have come. Oh, what if they find us? Oh, we managed to defeat the raiders and no one died. That's what I'd like from season 2, please. What a masterpiece this show truly, truly was. I've enjoyed every second of it. Now, what I'm about to say contains spoilers for The Last of Us 2. It is the only spoiler I know about The Last of Us 2, so I'm gonna say if you don't want to know any spoilers for The Last of Us 2, please stop, because I'm gonna speculate about stuff. Stop watching now. I'm not gonna talk about anything else. My review is over. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so just go away if you don't want spoilers. Close it if you're still listening this far and you don't want spoilers. This is big spoilers potentially, because the one thing I know about it is a big thing. Okay, if you're still here, it's on your own head. I honestly don't think I'm going to watch season 2 right now. If it is The Last of Us 2, as it is in the game, from what I know, the thing I don't want to... I mean, I know I just did a spoiler warning, but I still don't want to say it. I don't physically know that I would survive watching Ellie lose Joel. I don't care how many years in the future it's set, and it's not even that many. Again, I don't know much. I just know it's set a few years in the future, and he dies at the beginning, and then she, like, gets revenge or lives without. I don't even know. When it came out, I heard about this and I remember being like, oh, that's sad. And then obviously now that I deeply care about these characters, I remember a few episodes ago, my friend who has not played the games either, we were messaging each other and she was like, if Ellie ever loses Joel, and I was like, no, that would be terrible. So I honestly, like, I can't guarantee I will react to season 2. I will see when I get there. Maybe I will, maybe I'll... I mean, I've seen sad things before, I've lost characters I've loved before, but going into it forewarned can help because you're kind of... your heart is hardened to it, but I have just loved these characters so wholeheartedly that from an honest perspective, I don't know if I want to inflict that pain on myself. I can live in a universe where they live happily ever after in Jackson, and someone that heard about Ellie comes up with a cure that didn't require killing her, and everyone lives happily ever after. I can live in that world, and it can be a beautiful place. And Joel and Ellie, you know, she can be his daughter for forever. And yet, even if one day she says, oh, I'm actually going to go move to somewhere in California, and he'll be like, okay, have fun. I'll visit you on the holidays. You know, that's fine. That is the world I want to live with. So yes, just complete disclaimer. Again, if you watched this far and you didn't know that, and that now you've been spoiled, I'm sorry, but I did warn you. Thank you so much for watching.